Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking play. I am back. I'm so glad you're here. So this is part 3 of my series of my art book. Yes, I'm not done. I still have more to show you. Beautiful art that I'm so proud of. You might notice that my backdrop is gone and actually my whole room is getting empty. I am moving, so more videos on that. I am starting a brand new chapter. I'll let you know when I know more details. Yeah, so I'm a little bit of a transition phase. I'm gonna be living out of a suitcase for just a little bit, but it's gonna be so exciting. Can't wait to tell you more about that. So let's get to it. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, go check it out. Click the like button, subscribe, and all those things if you want to see more. And feel free to ask me anything that you want. If you haven't noticed, my life is exposed and I'm an open book and I just want to share. But I really appreciate all the love and support I've been receiving for this channel, and I just thank all of you. I love you so much. All right, let's get right to it. Enough of this sappiness. Okay, so this is just another page. It says Real Beauty, Your Look, and I just found these shoes and these are all just magazine Mod Podges. Most of what I do, and I love to do, is I just have a stack of magazines and I just look through it and I just cut out words or pictures or part of pictures or sentences that I find. For instance, this page, this is a face this way, there's a face this way overlapping, there's a hand in between, and then there's 2 hands overlapping on the bottom. So it kind of makes this Mod Podge mess of these faces and hands. I like the distorted factor just because it really speaks to me, because and this eating disorder is very distorted. And so everything, you know, that usually I see is not what other people see, and that's still a concept that is really hard to accept, because it's like, yes, my eyes work. What do you mean I don't see what other people see? But it's distorted. And so I really tried to make sense of that, just kind of distorting other pictures. And it says free, just because I just want it to be free, and then really make me look. Because style isn't just about what you wear. I like that. I found that in a magazine. And then face lights up. I like that just because when you start to nourish your body, your face lights up, your eyes get brighter, and so I like that phrase. The next one is more magazine cutouts, and I love this one. It says, this page says now and later. So I got half of the face. I cut the face in half and its eyes open, and then I found this other face with the eyes closed, and I thought that looks really cool. And then now and later, and then it says you'll want to, and then find your everyday fabulous. So I just loved that, and I just liked how this turned out. This page is more Mod Podge magazine pages. I want to feel every day. And I really like that phrase just because I turned off all of my feelings and emotions. And when you're deep in your eating disorder, you forget how to feel. You don't let yourself feel. You turn off, like even hunger pains, you just get numb to everything, numb to the pain, numb to all the emotions. You just push everything away. I was scared to feel again, but also I just wished, you know, I wanted to feel as well. So I wanted that back. And that to me showed me that I do, you know, there was a little nugget that wanted to hold on to hope and recover. So I thought that was cool that I found that in the magazine. I have this diamond ring on her hand, and this other face, and then it says unimagined beauty. So that's all that is. All right, we're flipping through these. Okay, so this one, I got strips of different magazines there. These are just laughing. I just loved seeing other people laugh, you know, just because, sorry if this is shaky, I'm on my bed and it's just like all right, Are we there? Are we focused? Okay. Life, etc. and happier. And then I've got more smiles. I was just obsessed with seeing smiles. I just envied. I wanted that. Wanted to make a page of that. Just like happiness, smiles. Like there's more out there. I wanted to remind myself that there is joy in the world and that I wanted to feel that. Okay, this one is dancing. This is my dancing page. I just saw this girl and I put it behind a flower and it just says dancing just because I love dancing and I wanted to reclaim that because the eating disorder took away my energy so that I could dance. The eating disorder took away everything and I have to remember that when I start to struggle or think about when those eating disorder thoughts come back, I have to remember how much it takes away. It takes away everything. Friends, happiness, energy, just everything. So I wanted to remind myself of the things that I used to love to do. So that's why I have my dancing page. All right, here's some more. I've got red shoes. I was obsessed with Wizard of Oz. And so when I saw these red shoes, it just reminded me of Ruby. Red slippers, Dorothy slippers. And then I just have some more. I just love these shoes. I have someone here and a cutout here and then behind the sunflower. So we're cruising through these just because these aren't, I have some deeper, darker ones that take more time to explain. These are just, you know, sometimes I just wanted to make a beautiful like page and find, you know, if I thought the pictures looked pretty, just cut them out and Mod Podge them. This one is, it says sexy years. I just thought that was funny. And then a beautiful yellow flower in the background. And then down here I have these legs torn out and it says step out. And what that meant to me is taking the first step to actually go to treatment or taking the step to do something healthy for yourself or well for yourself. And so it's just about taking that step and not giving up and keeping forward motion, walking. So I really thought that was symbolic or significant to have those legs stepping out. Next page. How are you doing, you guys? Hope you're enjoying my book. I hope this is inspiring you to start one on your own. I think it's just a beautiful, fun way to journal, and it's something different. I encourage all of you to try this yourself. Get just an old book from Goodwill and get some magazines and start Mod Podging away. Okay, this one has got a double page, double whammer. I still want to go to New York, but I just had this dream of like someday going to New York, and I just thought this was a fun representation of just, I've got a bunch of feet cut out. I just cut out different shoes and feet and I just put them all together, just like a busy New York street. And I like to keep myself dreaming of the future. I know when I was really sick, it's really hard to think about next week, you know, and so it was really good to practice dreaming about things that you want to do in the future. I think that is really important in recovery, to constantly set goals or dreams or things you want to do. So I liked seeing that New York life. Okay, so this one, I found this girl and I loved how she just looked scared and her hair is covering her eyes and her face. And I found this to go with it. It says, you shouldn't have to throw away a good thing. And that to me was throwing away my life. Like I shouldn't have to throw away my life to keep my eating disorder, to keep sick. So I just really, that spoke to me. I found that whole sentence in a magazine and it just jumped out to me. And she just looks so mysterious and she looks like she's struggling. And so I really connected with her. This one, okay, so I made these blood drips here. I found this cutout of just this girl. She was reaching up with her dog, and then I took watercolor and I made these drips. I was just terrified to be in treatment, and I just made these blood drips just because I wanted it to look scary, and I just wanted to express the pain and the cutting, and I thought it just needed something to add to that picture to kind of make it scary. But yeah, it was really scary to take that step and to start eating again and having, you know, your body change or get to a healthier weight. That was just terrifying to me, to feel different in my body, and let go of the control. Okay, oh good, we have some charcoal. Okay, so I loved charcoal. I loved making just different shadows, and I especially like to make people dance. I thought it was really fun to draw, and it was really made me happy. So I just this is just charcoal in the background, and then more charcoal just to make that girl dance and do an arabesque. So okay, this one, see what I mean about, in my first video I explained that I had every single material in this art room, and I have these little gems that I stuck, these little I think they're called little confettis or gems, sequins, something. I'm gonna read this and then I'll show you. It says, "It's not what I have been through that defines me, it's how I get through it." And then it says, "P.S. There's hope. Live for the moments." Now, it's interesting, my mantra of live in the moment, breathe, take things one thing at a time, that is huge, and that's what I have to constantly remind myself. And I'm getting, the more that I practice living in the moment, the easier it becomes. This phrase up here, "It's not what I've been through that defines me." I am more than my disease. I'm more than my eating disorder. I don't want to be known for that. And when you're sick, you think that that's all of you. You don't have any gifts, or even your personality traits just get dimmed. And so I wanted to just, find that for myself. What do people know me for? When they think about TJ, what do they remember? Or when I die, what are they going to remember? And I don't want them to remember of my pain and my struggles. And, I want them to remember that I, maybe inspired other people or this or that. I don't know, but it's just that I really, really loved reminding myself that it's not what I've been through that defines me. And I think that's important for anyone to remember that. Your past doesn't define you, to always move forward. I get through it. P.S. There's hope. And I was trying to still find hope, and I promise I will make a video of how I found hope, because I was searching for years and I didn't understand where hope came from. I really was digging deep into that word. I finally found it for myself, and so that's something that everyone has to find or discover on their own, or else they will never seek help. They'll never get better. They'll stay in their illness. I know a lot of my friends who just aren't ready to take that step. They have to truly find that hope so that they can actually live or start living. So live for the moment. So I just wrote that in sloppy wax crayon, but I thought that was fun to just kind of have that written out. I felt also, and this is when I memorize lines too. I feel when I write out the word that I remember it more, and everyone has different ways to retain information. I'm very visual. That's why I like to write out. If I find a quote and I really want it to sink in, I wrote it out, and it does help. All right, are we still you still with me? How is it going, everyone? You need you need a snack, a drink? Yes, a couple more pages. I'm just cruising through. Okay, there's so much I want to show, so I'll have a part 4, I'm sure. Okay, this one, this is actually an art history technique. I should have looked it up, but if you guys want to remind me of this technique, it's lengthening. You cut strips of that person and you stretch it out. So I remember that from my art history class, and I just thought that was so fun and also symbolic. This is watercolor in the back, so I loved how you can still see the words, and I just kind of dropped all over and it was just soaking up the page. A lot of times I have to put a cardboard on the back of the page so that it doesn't, drip through the whole thing that I've done, but I just loved how it looked and soaked it up, and you could still see the words of the book. I really liked that technique. And then I found this girl that I cut up, and then I colored each strip, and it just was like another representation of the distorted body image and how you do feel like this. I mean, you feel every body part is just this distorted little piece. I really think that's a good representation of the eating disorder brain. Okay, and this one, here's where the tears come in. There was lots of tears in treatment because when you start eating again, you actually start feeling. When you restrict, or when I restrict, I'm speaking for myself, you just live in this fog, and everything is just kind of slowed down and fuzzy, and you don't feel anymore. And that's a coping mechanism for me when I restrict and over exercise, is when things become too much or there's huge transitions in my life. It's too much to handle. I push it away and I numb it all out, and that's how I numb it out. So when you start to eat and nourish your body, you those feelings, you start to process those, and so there's lots of tears because I didn't know how to handle all the emotions that were flooding in that I was shoving down for so many years. And so I found this picture on the internet and I printed it out. I just, it was just I liked how this looked, and it was a representation of how I was feeling that day. This was probably one of my harder days. And then it says touch and be touched up here. Oh, I have some more watercolor. I didn't like to be touched. And I think I told this in one of my videos that I didn't even like my mom to hug me. I didn't like that physical touch just because I was molested, and then I wasn't comfortable with my body. And so anybody who touched me physically or sexually, like anything like that, I was just really uncomfortable. And so I found this, and it's just like giving me permission to touch and be touched. And that was a long process. That was something I really, really worked on. I finally feel like I'm in a place where I love hugs now, and I love to be touched now. And so that was something that was a huge breakthrough for me. So down here it says, "You are beautiful, I know, because I made you." And then that was from God. I saw that also. I printed some things out. They had a computer there, internet, so I just Google image searched and had some things printed out. Next page. Remind yours that it's okay not to be perfect. This is another internet poem that I made, and then this one did bleed through, so I got decoration for both sides with the watercolor. Okay, this one I loved. I started with a whitewash background. I just had this acrylic paint that I just base coated it white, and then I cut out these words. And I love words. I love reading stuff. It just helps me remember it. So I'll just go through. You both can't get enough, and this one's love, and then make it it ripped off. Make it cool, I think that says. Yeah. Forgot, I think that says cool. And then ready, set, and then eat, drink, and be happy. I like that. A reason to celebrate. Perfect view, and then the answer, and that's what's for dinner. So I found these words in magazines, and like, I feel like they're all have that inspiration, uplifting thing in common, so that's why they made it together on one page. Are you guys ready? Four more pages. This one is just more magazine covers, or magazine cutouts. Give up nothing. If you could hold on to any moment in time, which? I love that. That's just like made me question, like, I want to make moments in my life that I'd want to hold on to. You know what I mean? And then these are just dancers I got. This kind of like rubbed off. Oh, I started with painting acrylic in the background. Okay, here's another therapeutic circle. This was oil pastels, and I I said in part 2 how that therapeutic motion of just using my finger to circle around and around, kind of like that mandala technique feel of just like this mesmerizing, calming, circular motion that just really, really calmed me down, and it was just peaceful. And so that's what it does. And then I have these words kind of interfaced in them, spinning around. It says relief no matter what the conditions, just to remind myself that, you know, it does get better. It moves with you. And what do I, it just says, what do I blank? What do I think or do or feel? And then your American journey. So just kind of that reminding of my journey and continually moving. Yeah, so that was just, I loved smudging the oil pastels. All right, 2 more pages. I wanted to end on, well, you'll see. Okay, so this one is chasing lightning. When I was little, I used to want to be a storm chaser, and so I loved storms. I love lightning. They're so calming. So that's why I just reminded me of a childhood dream of mine, is to become a storm chaser. And then I found these words that says chasing lightning, so I thought that was perfect. Okay, I wanted to end on this one just because it's a high note, and it's that hope that I was desperately trying to figure out, to find. This is all chalk. It comes off, so, but I made just like a rainbow chalk. You know, I colored that in, and then I found this hand, and I actually colored tan over it just to make it kind of like a sandy texture, and then I wrote hope on the hand. So I wanted to write that in, so I had a visual at least. I was remembering what I was searching for, and that there is hope, and I always was trying to remind myself there is hope, okay, and I will find it. So I wanted to end on that page. Wow, we did, I don't even know how many pages I did. I wanted to show you guys more of my art book, and I'm gonna continue to do this until I show you my whole book. I hope you enjoy, and I wanna tell more of my story. I hope you're learning more about me, and I hope you're getting inspired yourself. I think that's why I wanted to show this, because I wanted to share this technique and help maybe you start your own art journal. Anyways, more videos are coming, more moving videos. I am packing up and moving to a different place. I'm saying goodbye to Uptown. It's gonna be a hard transition, so I need to especially stay in a good place, because change is hard, transition is hard. My life's a little chaotic right now, but I'm using all of the skills that I know, all the support and all the love, and I do have everything I need to stay in a good place. So with that, I am thanking all of you for watching my channel. Share this video, and thank you for giving me so much support. I make videos every week, so stay tuned. Take care of yourself, and remember to trade your expectations for appreciations. Love you guys. How you mean? I said I'm sipping on that lean, careful with my team, sipping